Hare Krishna. So we're going to celebrate today a very auspicious festival. It's Lord Narasimha Bhakti Hansi. This Narasimha reading will happen today after the fast. Then we fast from 5 to 6, then 6 to 6:30 will be Aarti, and followed by that will be an Abhishek, which will allow every one of you to do the Abhishek. So please participate in that and stay until little late. Our steady speaker is running a little late. So whenever he arrives, he can take over, or maybe we'll see what we can do. So let's see. So whatever Lord Narasimha is desires that go back to desire. So right now they'll be fast. May I request all of you, because what will happen as the day, as the night progresses, evening progresses, and more devotees will be coming. So maybe it's better to first come down closer to the speaker. It's much better rather than sitting at the back, because when other people come, then everything gets disturbed. When the speaker also finds it a little difficult, because it is disturbed. Maybe come forward. Come forward. And our Prabhu is very sweet and gentle. Please come, please come. Please move forward. Yeah, come closer to him. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, please. So we have this great Mukhana Prabhu, who is a senior most devotee here at the country. He is a disciple of His Divine Grace Sivakrishna Swami Prabhupada. So he's going to speak on the Narasimha appearance. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Lord Narasimha is one of the incarnations of Krishna. Krishna takes all kinds of different forms just for his own enjoyment. So he sent two of his devotees here, his devotees from Vaikuntha, to act as his enemies. Krishna has the fighting spirit, just like all like little kids or grown-ups. we have the tendency to fight like children. You see them wrestling, you probably did when you were a child. And so Krishna likes to fight also. But Krishna doesn't only fights with his friends. He doesn't, when he wants to enjoy his pastime of fighting, he either in Vrindavan, of course in Vrindavan, he goes out to the forest to play with the cowherd boys, all his boyfriends of the same age. And they go out in the forest and they wrestle and play all kinds of games. But also Krishna has the pastime of fighting in what we call the material world. So this particular pastime is Krishna sending one of his disciples, two brothers, the Hiranyaksha, who Krishna previously killed in his Varaha incarnation. Hiranyaksha was the brother of Hiranyakashipu, and Krishna killed him in the form of Varaha. But he came again. Hiranyakashipu was very powerful, to say the least, demon. And he was so powerful that he was kicked the demigods out of heaven, out of their planet. And he was sitting on the throne of Indra, and he kicked Indra out of heaven too. And everyone was afraid of him. And if he just raised his eyebrows and looked at somebody, they'd be trembling in fear. He's very cruel and very powerful. But Krishna came in the form of Lord Nrsimhadev for the specific purpose of protecting his devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. It's the primary lesson of the whole pastime of Lord Nrsimhadev and Prahlad Maharaj. But as a part of the pastime, he also killed Hiranyakashipu, who was such a trouble to the whole universe. And so anyways, Prahlad Maharaj was heard instructions from Narada Muni. Narada Muni is the great pure devotee of Krishna who travels all over the universe and preaches to so many different fallen souls, and he turns everyone into devotees just by his audience, by his association. There's one man named Mrigari, the hunter, who is a very cruel hunter of animals. And just by Narada Muni, brief association with Narada Muni, he became a great pure devotee. So in this case, and there are so many other examples, Dhruva Maharaj, and so many other examples of Narada Muni preaching to people and making them devotees. So in this case, Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb of his mother, and he heard Narada Muni instructed his mother in the science of Bhakti Yoga, surrender to Krishna, and pure devotional service. And Narada Muni, Prahlad, heard the instructions in the womb. And when he took birth as a great pure devotee, but he was the son of Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu expected that he's my son, he'll be a demon like me, and he'll become king after me, all kinds of powers. He'll be like me. The father generally wants his son to be like him. And so Hiranyakashipu wanted that from Prahlad. But Prahlad was a devotee, pure devotee from birth. And when Hiranyakashipu sent him at the age of 5 years old to the Gurukul, there were two teachers, demon teachers, Chanda and Amarka, who were sons of, I can't think of his name, but they were sons of a great sage also. But they were teachers in the Gurukul for Hiranyakashipu, and all the boys of the same age from the sons of the members of the palace, they were sent there also. And Prahlad, he would, during what Prabhupada calls the tiffin hour, when the teachers would leave the classroom and the boys would eat their lunch, then Prahlad, he would, they were receiving all kinds of instructions from their teacher, which were not devotional service, but Prahlad, he taught his same-age friends that, no, you should surrender to Krishna, you should be a devotee. And this is not what they were used to hearing, but Prahlad was a very powerful preacher himself as a pure devotee. Just a small association with a great soul has great influence on the life of anyone, any conditioned soul. They can't help but be influenced by the association of a great soul. So Prahlad Maharaj was telling his same-age friend, he said, let's, when the teachers are gone, let's take this time to chant Hare Krishna together. And so they were just little boys, not so heavily influenced yet by the demoniac preaching. So they were a little submissive, but they said, Prahlad, we're little boys, we just want to play. And normal thing for a 5-year-old boy to say, we just want to play. And Prahlad said, no, from the very beginning of our lives, we should hear and chant about Krishna. After all, we're all the conditioned souls, all of us. We're in the material world and we're identifying with the material body, and we're all suffering in the material world. Now it's getting a little hot. Yesterday was kind of hot. And people are right away, they're like, oh, I'm suffering a little bit. I'm glad it's not cold anymore, but now it's hot. Sometimes it's too hot, sometimes it's too cold, sometimes we're getting older, we have all kinds of diseases, and we get old, and so many problems all during our life that we're always in a suffering condition in the material world. And then there's death, and Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, for one who has taken his birth, death is certain, and for one who has died, another birth is certain. So the process of janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, it's a suffering condition. And it goes on and on and on and on for millions of births and deaths in the material world. And each one of them, we suffer. No one will deny that we're suffering. All of us, no matter how good our material situation is. Most of the people here, they probably have a comfortable place to live and enough to eat and money in a car. We're pretty well situated here materially. But nobody here will say that I don't have any anxiety, I don't have any worries, I don't suffer at all. No one would say that. So Prahlad Maharaj, we're all in a suffering condition. Prahlad Maharaj told his friends, he said, you just want to play, but the first material life means that the first 20 years of your life are wasted in childhood and playing games with balls and other kind of games. And then you get married and so much energy and attention goes into making money, taking care of the family, and so much anxiety. And then you start to get older, and then there's diseases that are coming, and old age is approaching, and is here, and then there's suffering, so much suffering that goes along with that. And also you sleep a third of your life away. If you live 60 years, you sleep about, a lot of people, about 20 years, 60 years. So it seems like, oh, I'm young, I just want to play. But life goes by very quickly, and so much difficulty, so much trouble, and before you know it, they're old and getting ready to leave your body. But there was no time for your spiritual cultivation, for your Krishna consciousness. So, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada used to distribute his books before he came to the United States, and he was already in his 60s, and he would go out and sit and try to distribute his books to people at their homes or different places. And he said that he said that so many people, I try to approach them and they say, this is in India in the 60s, 50s and 60s before he came to the United States. And he said, so many people, they say, oh, no time. India is the land of religion, the land of Krishna's birth. But even in India, people will often say, oh, no time for spiritual life. I have to get to work, I have to do this for my family, I have to do that. And anyway, so Prahlad Maharaj, he told his class friends that don't say that we're young, we just want to play. This life is very fleeting and we shouldn't waste it. We can't waste it. This human form of life is the most valuable asset because with this one birth, this birth right now, no matter if you're 10 years old or 30 years old, 60, 80 years old, we have no matter what our age is, we have the opportunity right now to make all progress in our Krishna consciousness and go back home, back to Godhead. In this life, or at the end of this life, you don't even have to die, leave your body to go back to Godhead. You could become a pure devotee in this life, which is going back to God. Pure devotional service means we're completely surrendered to Krishna. We have no separate desire. We only want to serve Krishna with all our resources, our time, our energy, our money. We only want to serve Krishna. And so in this very life, within just a few years, we can make all progress and go back home, back to Godhead. It's a loophole, just like suppose you're in prison for like 30, 40 years, and all of a sudden somebody comes in and says, look, there's a big hole in the wall there, we can go. Or somebody came, the governor came and said, whoever wants to can get out of prison right now. So you'd think, well, that's good. I'll get out of prison. That sounds really good. I've been here for 20, 30 years. I'll get out of prison. I like that. So that's our situation in the material world. We're here as prisoners, and in a suffering condition, being punished all the time by the laws of the material energies. So in this one life, in a very short time, we can go back home, back to Godhead. And so it behooves us as sane, intelligent human beings to take advantage of this great opportunity. And I'll just read one verse from the 5th chapter of the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Almost the whole 7th canto is concerning this pastime of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj, and so it's a very lengthy canto. And this is the pastime of Krishna after the Vrindavan pastimes. I would say in the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. This 7th canto is the most often referred to book, canto by Srila Prabhupada for our instruction for becoming pure in our devotional service. There's so many famous shlokas from the seventh canto and purports of Srila Prabhupada from the seventh canto that we, as ISKCON members, we quote from very frequently. And from the beginning of ISKCON, Prabhupada established this ISKCON, this Narasimha appearance as one of our most important festivals of the year. Of course, there's Janmashtami, there's the Govardhan Puja, there's Lord Chaitanya's appearance day, Lord Nityananda's appearance day, but probably but one of the most important festivals that Prabhupada established from the beginning was this celebration of Lord Narasimha and Prahlad Maharaj. And he gave us this mantra, these two mantras that we sing, we sang just now, and we sing at the end of every artik, every kirtan, is Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlad Tayini. This is the prayers to Hiranyakashipu, I mean to Lord Narasimha that Prabhupada gave us to chant at the end of every kirtan. It's such an important instruction of Prabhupada. And he knew that one reason is he knew that ISKCON is another prison analogy, but suppose you're in prison and everyone there is not such a nice person. They're all, they don't like the government. The government put me here and I'm suffering. So if one prisoner becomes reformed and says, and starts telling the other prisoners that, well, you know, the government actually is good, and they were right to put us in prison. After all, we're guilty of our crimes, and we have to pay the price for our illegal activities. So if a prisoner comes and starts talking like that, it won't be very popular with most of the other prisoners. They won't like it. So it's like that when we're preaching devotional service, pure surrender to Krishna in the material world. All the conditioned souls will come here out of a spirit of rebelliousness against Krishna, wanting to be the independent enjoyer ourselves, not wanting to surrender to Krishna. So we're put here in a place where we can have the illusion of being independent, being the independent enjoyer. So that's the nature, that's the essence of the fallen nature of the conditioned soul. Like in the Bible is the fall of Adam and Eve, was they were disobedient. God told me not to eat this apple, but I don't care what God says, I'm going to eat this apple. And so that's the essence of the fallen nature of the conditioned soul. Is I don't care what God says. I want to do what I want to do. And so everyone, all the conditioned souls in the material world, we all have that mentality. And to be reformed from that mentality and say to Krishna that, no, I don't want to be like that anymore. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go back to my original Krishna consciousness. I choose voluntarily out of my own free will that now I'm gonna surrender to you. I'm gonna become your devotee again. And so when the preaching in the material world is convincing people that that's the mentality you should adopt. You should give up this attitude of trying to be independent, of trying to be the independent enjoyer. And you should surrender to Krishna. We should surrender to Krishna again. So that's not a very popular position in the material world. Many people are like, I don't believe in God, or there is no God, or I don't care about God, or I don't care, I just want to do what I want to do, God or no God, I don't care. I just want to do what I want to do. So everyone, all the conditioned souls have that mentality to a greater or lesser extent. And those of us who are coming to Krishna's temple and listening with some submission and taking part in kirtan and bringing offerings of fruit or money to Krishna, we're the conditioned souls who have made a determination that I'm not going to be like that anymore. I want to surrender to God. I want to be an obedient servant of Krishna. So, but mostly in the material world, it's not a popular position. People get angry. Sometimes we're out chanting on Harinam, Sankirtan on the street, and people will come by and be very angry at us. Why? Because, well, they don't, because you're saying you're surrendering to God. You're surrendering to Krishna. You want me to surrender to Krishna. And I not only don't I want to surrender to Krishna, but I want you to not surrender to Krishna. I think you're misled. I think you're crazy. I think you're wrong. And I'm not going to be like you, and you shouldn't be. So that's so Prabhupada gave us, and sometimes the demons give the devotees physical trouble, or legal trouble, or physical trouble. Sometimes they kill devotees, attack the temples. In Russia, in the beginning, when the devotees were preaching in Russia in the 70s, and then in the 80s, the communist government was putting them in jail, even killing them. Sometimes it's very dangerous to preach in Russia in the beginning, and still in many places around the world, it's dangerous physically to preach Krishna consciousness, even to surrender yourself. It's dangerous. But the devotees do it because they know this is what I have to do. I've decided I'm going to be a devotee. This is what I'm going to do. And even if I have to suffer for it, but I'm willing to accept that also, because this life is temporary after all. But my eternal life is what's important, and I want to be an eternal, go back to my position as an eternal associate of Krishna in the spiritual world. So Prabhupada gave us these Nishinga mantras to chant, and this festival of Lord Nishingadeva for Lord Nishingadeva to protect the devotees from the demoniac influences. It's a wonderful pastime, but it has a very substantial, immediate meaning for us as devotees in the material world. Lord Hiranyakashipu tortured Prahlad Maharaj in so many ways. His own son, 5 years old, and he couldn't tolerate him being a devotee of Krishna. He didn't like it, so he tried to kill his own son. In many ways, it doesn't get any worse than that. There's nothing more demoniac than that, than parents seriously trying to kill their own child. So anyway, this pastime of Prahlad Maharaj and Lord Nishingadeva is immediately, substantially relevant to our life in the material world. So I'm going to just read, this is a verse we had in Srimad Bhagavatam this morning, so I'll do it again. This is from the 7th chapter, the 8th chapter of the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The Lord slays the king of the demons. And this is the first verse, and it starts out, Shri Narada Uvacha Ata Daitya Sita Sarve Shuddhata Anavanitam Chatrihor Niravadya Tvam Naiva Durvana Shikshitam Narada Muni continued. All the sons of the demons appreciated the transcendental instructions of Prahlad Maharaj and took them very seriously. They rejected the materialistic instructions given by their teachers, Chanda and Amarka. There's the influence of a great soul. They're little boys raised by demons, but they took Prahlad Maharaj's instructions to heart and took them very seriously. And they rejected the materialist instructions given by their teachers. So this is Prabhupada's purport. It's a couple of paragraphs. This is the effect of the preaching of a pure devotee like Prahlad Maharaj. If a devotee is qualified, sincere, and serious about Krishna consciousness, and if he follows the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master, as Prahlad Maharaj did when preaching the instructions he had received from Narada Muni, his preaching is effective. As it is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam 3:25-25, Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti hrit karna rasayana kata. If one tries to understand the discourses given by the Sats or pure devotees, those instructions will be very pleasing to the ear and appealing to the heart. The Prabhupada says here in the purport that the preaching is effective. So effective, just like let's say in a pandemic, let's say there's a vaccine, right? That's always effective. Let's say it's always effective, immediately effective. So, and if you give the person the injection, who won't get the virus, won't get it. So that's the nature, that's the effectiveness of the preaching of a great soul. It has to be effective. It will be effective. It's always effective because it's directly the instruct. Not that everyone will immediately surrender to Krishna and to give up their materialistic ways, not immediately, but the sound vibration, the pure sound, when it enters into the ear of the conditioned soul, not only a human being, but any living entity, a dog or a fish or any living entity, a plant, every living entity is irresistibly affected by the transcendental sound vibration coming from the pure devotee of Krishna. It's always effective. And some people, there are always some people like us who are affected very immediately. And we like it, and we want to be like this pure devotee who is giving me this instruction. That was with Srila Prabhupada. He came to the United States in the beginning in 1966, and no one knew anything about Krishna. No one. Or some people had heard of Krishna and saw pictures or something, but nobody really knew anything about Krishna among the Americans. But very quickly, by hearing from Prabhupada, the pure devotee of Krishna, they very, very quickly gave up all sinful activities, meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex, and gambling, and decided to surrender their lives, our lives, to Srila Prabhupada, because he is such a powerful, pure devotee, representative, intimate associate, representative of Krishna, that the sound vibration from his mouth was immediately effective. And devotees, the young men and women he met, they decided, I like Swamiji. Everyone called Prabhupada Swamiji in the beginning. I like Swamiji. He's so great. He's so wonderful. And I want to serve him. I want to be like him. I want to surrender to him. So there are always some people who take Krishna's instruction from this pure devotee very quickly and very seriously and surrender and want to become pure. So we're in that very fortunate position. It's not ordinary. It's not normal for the material world. The devotees are not normal people by material standards. Everything that we do is contrary to the understanding, to the preaching of everyone else out there. We have heard or we know, I'm not the body. The body is a temporary thing, a lump of matter. When you're young, you think, oh, it's nice, it's okay. This material body is good, I can have fun, I can do what I want. But young or old, the material body is nothing but a covering of the soul. It's nothing more than the shirt and the pants or the sari or the dhoti that you're wearing tonight. It's simply a covering for the soul. And the other analogy that Prabhupada always gives is the car that we drive. So everyone loves their car very much. I love my car. I grew up in the United States, and we all love our cars, but the car is only a machine. It's not us. We identify with the car, but it's not us. But we use it, and we're very attached to it. So all the conditioned souls are so much attached to the body, which is nothing more than a very complex machine. It's much more complex than any car or any computer. The body is so complex. So, but it's a machine. It's only a machine. And we are occupying this particular machine for a brief period of time. But we're not the body. But everyone out there that you see, everyone is fully convinced that they are the body. To tell most people that you're not the body, it simply doesn't make any sense. It's like, no, why would you say that? You're not the body. So to them, it doesn't make any sense. And they reject it, they don't like it, but they take the body as themselves. But we know, I'm not the body, I'm simply occupying this body. So everything that we think and do that is completely opposite to the materialistic way, the material way of understanding. It's good to live in this world. You can enjoy in this world. You can have stuff in this world. You can be in charge of something in this world. Where our preaching is, no, you're not the body. We don't belong in this material world. It's a foreign place. We belong with Krishna in the spiritual world. And I don't own anything. Nothing belongs to me. I don't control anything. I don't, so everything that we think and do among the devotees of Krishna is opposite to what everyone thinks in the material world, how everyone behaves. So I'll read just a little more. If one tries to understand the discourses given by the Sat or pure devotee, those instructions will be very pleasing to the ear and appealing to the heart. Thus, if one is inspired to take to Krishna consciousness, and if one practices the process in his life, he is surely successful in returning home, back to Godhead. It's a guarantee by Krishna, it's a guarantee by Prabhupada that we will go back home, back to Godhead. If we take this process of Krishna consciousness seriously and sincerely. In the material life, there's never a guarantee. You can go to college for 8 years, but you may never be successful in your chosen field. Or an athlete may practice all his life to be a professional athlete, He may never become a professional athlete. Most great athletes don't become, they never make any money in athletics. There's nothing is guaranteed in this material world, but as an outcome of our material activities. But in Krishna consciousness, the ultimate success is guaranteed for the sincere practitioner, the serious and sincere practitioner. If Krishna says it, Krishna doesn't say to everyone, I guarantee you'll be a powerful king. I guarantee you'll be a famous athlete. He never says that. Certain people become that because of their desire, because of their karma. But Krishna doesn't guarantee it. But he guarantees that we will come back home, back to Godhead, if we take the process of Krishna consciousness very sincerely and seriously. And it has to be successful because he's God, because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Achyuta, infallible. Whatever Krishna says, it has to happen. It has to be true. So, by the grace of Prahlad Maharaj, all his class friends, the sons of the demons, became Vaishnavas. They did not like hearing from their so-called teachers, Sanda and Amarta, who were interested only in teaching them about diplomacy, politics, economic development, and similar topics meant exclusively for sense gratification. We can't say that we no longer have a taste for material topics. We have a taste, a tendency for that, but we know that those that we want to hear about sports or politics or movie stars or this, we have a taste for it. It's a result of conditioning for millions of births, but we recognize that taste as a very inferior taste. And it not only inferior taste, but it obstructs our advancement in Krishna consciousness. Hearing mundane topics of sense gratification is obstructive to our advancement in Krishna consciousness. So the devotees, they like to hear Krishna Katha. They like to hear about Lord Nishimideva and Prahlad Maharaj. We like to hear about Krishna and Vrindavan with Mother Yashoda and the gopis, the cowherd boys. We like it. And our prayer is that may my taste for hearing and chanting about Krishna increase, and may my taste for hearing and chanting about material sense gratification decrease and eventually become nil. Okay, so I'll stop there. It's going to be Arti Kirtan in a couple minutes. Anyone have anything they want to say? Very shortly. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes. And Narasimha will be after some after this one. Yes. Yes.
Radha Gopi Vallabha
Jaya Radha Gopi Vallabha Radha Gopi Vallabha Jaya Jagannath Swami Jagannath Swami Narayana महारानी की श्री गौर निताई की लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की महाराज महाराज की बजया गौरा Adi koi Amaradula Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajaacharya Shotaraja Srimati Divine Grace Abhay Taranaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON founder Acharya Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajaacharya Shotaraja Srimati Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Nityalila Pravishnavam Maharaj Murti Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki Nityalila Pravishnavam Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Nityalila Pravishnavam Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki Prem se Paho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyam Kunda Radha Tulsi Giri Govardhan ki Rajabhumi Vrindavan Dham ki Radham ki Dwarkapuri Dham ki Purushottam Kshetra Jagatpuri Dham ki Shri Mayapur Navdeep Dham ki Gangamayi Yamunamayi ki Bhakti Devi Tulasi Devi ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Sadhu Swami Prabhupada ki Vartaman Acharya Vrinda ki Brahma Matma Gauriya Guru Shishya Sampradaya ki Shri Shri Radha Gopi Vallabha ki Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki Shri Shri Gaur Sai ki Shri Narasimha Dev Bhagavan ki Karat Maharaj ki Shri Narasimha Chaturdashi Mahamahotsav ki Shri Lata Gopata Nandi Distribution Program ki All glories Satsanga Devotee All glories Satsanga Devotee All glories Satsanga Devotee All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we're going to have a okay. Hare Krishna. So we're going to have a kirtan as a Narasimha prayers led by all the students, all the children. We're going to lead that, and after that we'll have Abhishek with Abhishek kirtan, and then we'll have a last darshan after we dress Lord Narasimha Dev, and followed by that we'll have His Grace Radhika Prabhu's talk. So please be seated, and then after the talk we'll have the prasad. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay. Can we have all the kids in the Narasimha place now?
Yes. 2 minutes. Yeah.
Daddy is mine.
Yeah.
You can switch it on later.
Okay.
Yes, like.
सर्वालोके दीर्घायुरुपजायते यं यं कामयते कामं तं तं प्राप्नोति असंशयम् सर्वत्र जयमाप्नोति सर्वत्र विजयी भवेत् भूमि अन्तरिक्ष विज्ञानम् ग्रहाणाभिनिवारणम् वृष्टिघोरकसम्भूता विशापहरणं परम् ब्रह्मराक्षसयक्षाणां दूरोद्धारणकारणम् भूजेवा तालपत्रे वाकवचं लिखितं शुभम् करमूले कृतं येन सिद्धेयुः कर्मसिद्धयः देवासुरमनुष्येषु स्वं स्वम् एवं जयं लभे एकसन्ध्यं त्रिसन्ध्यं वा या पठेद् यतो नरः सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्यं मुक्तिं मुक्तिं च विन्दति द्वात्रिंशतिसहस्राणि पथेषु आत्मनाम् कवचस्यास्य मन्त्रस्य प्रजायते अनेन मन्त्रराजेन कृत्वा भस्माभिमन्त्रणा तिलकं विद्रियात्यस्तु तस्य ग्रहं भयं हरे त्रिवारं जपमानस्तु दत्तं वायभिमन्त्र च प्रासयेभ्यो नरो मन्त्रं नरसिंह ध्यानमाचरे तस्य रोगा प्रणश्यन्ति ये च शुकुक्षि सम्भवः किमत्र बहुलोकेन नरसिंह सदृशो भवेत् मनसा चिन्तितं यत्तु सः तच्चाप्नोति असंशयम् गर्जन्तं गर्जयन्तं निजभुजपटलं स्तोत्रयन्तं हतन्तं दिव्यन्तं पापयन्तं दिवि भुवि दिग्विजं क्षेपयन्तं क्षिपन्तं क्रन्दन्तं रोषयन्तं दिशि दिशि सततं सम्भरन्तं हरन्तं वीक्षन्तं पूरयन्तं चरणिकारशतैः दिव्यसिंहं नमामि दिव्यसिंहं नमामि श्रीनरसिंहं नमामि दिव्यसिंहं नमामि नारसिंहं नमामि दिव्यसिंहं नमामि नारसिंहं नमामि इति श्रीब्रह्माण्डपुराणे श्रीप्रह्लादोक्तं श्रीनृसिंहकवचं सम्पूर्णम्। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Not one lady are talking multiple times. So, correct.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari 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 Narasimha Bhagwan ki Bhakti Vinod ki Narasimha Bhagwan ki Bhakti Vinod ki Prahlad Maharaj ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Srila Prabhupada ki Patita Pavana Hari Naam Sankirtan ki
Hare Krishna, Hare Boli. Krishna Narasimha Bhagwan ki, Narasimha Appearance Day Mahotsav ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, God Premanande. Hare Krishna, Hare Boli. Dear devotees, we would like to thank all the devotees here who have come here to celebrate with us the very special festival, Shri Lord Narasimha Appearance Day. Thank you once again for coming on this auspicious occasion. So we would like to thank all the devotees who have helped us in making this festival a great and also a memorable for all of us, all the pujaris and all the devotees who have helped us in the kitchen, and all the assisting devotees. We would like to express our gratitude to them, and also we would like to thank some of the sponsors for today. Here are a few of the devotees who have sponsored today's feast: Ramohan Prabhu and Nandini Priya Mataji, Nagmani Kari and family, Varun Khare, Gangadhar Prabhu and Premanandini Mataji, Ravindra Vaikar, Komal Shah, Amy Gurunathan, and Rishi Raj. So let us express our gratitude to all these devotees by loudly chanting Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And those who would like to welcome Suresh Prabhu and Kavita Mataji after a long time, they have also sponsored today's feast. So let us give a very special Hari Bol to this wonderful family. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you, devotees. Let me keep it very short because we have a very, very special guest amongst us. He was supposed to speak at 5 o'clock, but unfortunately, for some reason, we could not get it. But I think everything happens for the good because we have more people who benefit from his talk. So I request all the devotees who are standing outside, please come inside and sit inside. And those devotees who are sitting at the back, please come forward a little bit so that any devotees who come a little late, they can be accommodated. Can I request you to please come in forward? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, thank you. So we have His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, who is ISKCON Pune's temple president, and he's also GBC member at different, the temple council member at different temples in India, and he travels at different places in Bangladesh and other countries and United States. He has been coming to United States for many years. Now we know that before pandemic he had come once to Boston, and before that he had traveled to other places. So now he's planning to come regularly every 6 months here at ISKCON Boston. And this time we have a great opportunity, fortune to hear from him for various days. Especially there were various student programs. We have a systematic training for students which has been happening for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and it will continue for 1.5 more weeks. And today, Prabhuji has agreed graciously to speak on this auspicious occasion of Lord Narasimha. So let us wholeheartedly, from our heart, welcome His Grace Radhesham Prabhu to ISKCON Boston, and also express our thanks to him for agreeing to speak on this auspicious occasion. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Are we ready? Okay. So without much ado, I request His Grace Radhesham Prabhu to please continue his talk. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, before Radhesham Prabhu begins, and I just need a couple of more minutes. After this, we'll have Lord Narasimha's darshan, and then we'll have a last night 8:30 darshan as well. And those who want to go, they can take a prasadam a little later after the talk. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
दर्शन चतुर्दशी महामहोत्सव की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। कलियुग पावन नाम संकीर्तन की लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय। अपराध प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रसारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशताय पाञ्चालरुद्रशर्वासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं विभीषणं भद्रं विष्णोर्नमाम्यहम्। श्रीनरसिंह जय नरसिंह जय नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मां Welcome all of you on this most auspicious day of Narasimha Chaturdashi, which is popular temple. I have one lesson from each of the three personalities, Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad and Lord Narasimha. So I will keep it short. I will not elaborate the way the presentation goes. It is actually four lessons from each of them. But these lessons are all pointed lessons taken from Srimad Bhagavatam. I am keeping it like this, bullet points, because all of us, every year when we celebrate a particular festival day, you often tend to think that I know this pastime already. Everybody knows, even a little child can Vishal Gopal, he can sit here and narrate the whole pastime. Then he's very smart. So you know the Leela pastime, but every year when the festival day approaches, we all have to prepare our mind to receive some inputs on that day, which we can take to our heart and apply it in our lives and take one forward step towards Krishna's lotus feet. Because festival days will keep coming as the seasons are changing, months are changing, festival days will come. It should not be one more ordinary day. It should be a special day for us. And how does it become a special day? If it makes an impact in our hearts. And see, Hiranya means gold, Kashyapa means soft bed. These are two top goals of any materialist in this world, money and woman. If you go to the offices also, you will see people talking about how to escape the income tax in multiple ways. And people also talk about man-woman relationships. It's a very common talk anywhere they go in this world. So this is a basis of materialism. So you will see Hiranyakashipu, Prabhupada says in Vishopanishad book, one cunning gentleman, Prabhupada says, who is the cunning gentleman? Prabhupada says, Hiranyakashipu, Prabhupada says. He was having a one-sided approach to material life. What is one-sided approach to material life? All of us assembled here, we all try to make a balance between material life and spiritual life in such a way that spiritual life will go on side by side with material life. Why is it important? If you prepare for spiritual life, at the time of death it will come to help, because whatever you do in Krishna's account is going to go with you. And at the same time, you have also worry. In this world, I have to survive. That's why material life is also important. So Krishna doesn't say you stop material life. Prabhupada says, if you only increase material life more and more, it's like 102, 103, 104 degree Fahrenheit. 107 is Marana Jwaram. A person dies in 107 Fahrenheit. So materialism, as it increases, that's the result of materialism. Prabhupada says, don't bring it down to 0, bring it down to 98.6, he says. This is balance. Material, spiritual, balance. But Hiranyakashipu did not like the balance. He only wanted to approach a one-sided approach, Prabhupada says, material. In fact, he wanted to finish spiritual life. But that the world has never seen such a die-hard atheist. You can say this pastime happened between Narottama and Naradama. Prabhupada says in one lecture. Narottama is who? Halal. And Naradama is Prabhupada says two extreme people. Extreme atheist and the extreme pure devotee. Between the two, this pastime happened. So therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam, when you read, come to understand what kind of materialist he was. Modern times, they're having materialists, but nobody can match with Hiranyakashipu because Hiranyakashipu, when he performed the penance and acquired all the 3 worlds, he became Trilokadipati. At that time, he told all the demigods, the wetting agent, drying agent, heating agent, which is Varna, Vayu, Agni, he told them, submit your resignation. And they said, but sir, who will manage this department? He said, I will manage. All of you quit the post, he said. So he took control in his hands. When he would go out and the sun is hot, you would look at the sun and say, he twist his eyebrows. Aye, that's what he would do. Immediately the sun would reduce the temperature. Sorry, sir. He would do like that. That was the power. Nowadays, if sun is hot, people put air conditioner in their house. You take care of your own temperature. You can't do anything with outside. But Hiranyakashipu could stop, reduce the temperature of the sun. Evening, he would go to a park and then he would look at the clouds and say, Halka barish, give me drizzling. Immediately the clouds have to give some drizzling waters. That was his, that is why he was controlling the nature. He could get fruits, grains, anything he wanted from the ground. Earth was also yielding the seeds out of fear for him. Actually, modern day atheistic scientists also utilize various techniques to force the nature to do the things they want. For example, watermelon is round. They don't like it. They want a square cross section because you can load it in lorries nicely. So they are changing the shape of the watermelon into a square cross section. Similarly, sometimes pumpkin or other vegetables, you put oxygen injection. It becomes very big. You see that? So they are also meddling with nature and through biotechnology and many other things. They are also putting fertilizer and making the earth produce faster. But you will see, although Mother Earth may be producing faster, the taste won't be there. There won't be, kind of forced action on nature produces many detrimental effects which are well known now. So you will see Hiranyakashipu culture means materialistic culture. But materialistic culture is doomed. Eventually, it's only a matter of time that Lord Narasimha Deva comes. It will be doomed over a period of time. So let us learn 4 lessons from Hiranyakashipu. These are the 4. I will show you 4 slides. I will show you. One is the struggle between divine and demoniac, and the material versus spiritual balance. So we can know how we should, whether our balance is material or spiritual, we can check. And God being the supreme controller, and even big and small, both people suffer in this world. Let us see how. Let us go one by one. Here the divine and demoniac. Pastime is between the divine and the demoniac. There are 2 forces since the dawn of creation in this world. Divine and demoniac, always. Krishna says that. Gau bhutasar gau ye rasmin daiva asura eva. He says daiva asura eva. There is only one difference between these 2 people. We generally tend to think, the demoniac people are proud and the divine people are humble, and we have our own definitions of what is divine and demoniac. Actually, externally it's very difficult to say who is, somebody may appear to be proud, he may be actually humble. It's very difficult to know. There's only one difference between the 2. Demoniac means they rebel against God's law. That is demoniac. Whatever God says, we are against it. That is their nature. Lord says in scriptures, you drink the cow's milk and nourish your brain tissues, study the scriptures, and advance in spiritual life and go back to God. But the demoniac will say that we'll slit the throat of the cow. They will just do the opposite. God created, horse carriages. You all know that. Horse carriages. But modern day fellows, educated fellows thought, what is the need of horse carriages? It's going so slow. in the towns and cities. Better let's have the horse carriage converted into a horsepower carriage. What is the horsepower carriage? Motor car. Let's have a motor car. It appears to be very fast, advantages, but then motor car produces pollution, carbon monoxide, which is poisonous and detrimental to our health. Of course, the horse also passes through, which is organic. There's no problem with that. It just mixes with the sand. And you never hear of any accidents in horse carriages. Not that the horse carriage was running and told that people died. You don't hear that. In motocross, we have terrible accidents. You go to the Google search and find out how many automobile accidents happen in every country. You see that. So the demoniac culture means to act against God's plans. And Hiranyakashipu was well known for that. Actually, Hiranyakashipu made a program where pious people will go to hell and sinful people were sent to heaven. That's the plan he made. So, and also he told all his assistants, destroy the gopurams, destroy the bridges with which people cross the rivers, cut down the pious trees like mango trees and jackfruit trees and grape trees and all that. Put fire to the hermitages of the Brahmanas and kill the cows. He said, why? Because his idea was, if you destroy Brahminical culture, then Lord Vishnu will be destroyed. That was his idea. He wanted to make this world an atheistic world and he wanted to be the king of such atheistic world. In Brahminical culture is easy to remember with the acronym ABCD, as you can remember. A for absolute truth, B for Brahmanas, C for cows, cow protection, D for demigods who are offering sunlight, moonlight, winter, everything. They should propitiate that also. And E for etiquettes and behavior. And F for fleeing to the lotus feet of Vishnu. And G for goodness, sattva. And H for holy name. So all these things are characteristics of Brahminical culture. So you will see that Hiranyakashipu wanted to systematically destroy this. And actually he thought that instead of doing all these things, there's only one category of these things that I have to destroy. He thought, who is it? The Brahmins and Vaishnavas. Because if you kill cows, again more cows will come. If you destroy the scriptures, they will remember the scriptures right now. So he thought if Brahmins and Vaishnavas are destroyed, he thought nobody will worship the cows, nobody will read the Shastra. So he even planned to destroy Prahlad, innocent devotee, pure son, the devotee. So you see, in order to create that the demoniac culture is going and performing single penance, you see whether he perform material penance or spiritual penance, both involve great intensity. On the right side, you find Prahlad's penance. Prahlad also tolerated a lot of tortures by his father. Vishnudev says, if you do Divya Tapasya, divine austerity simply means performing some austerity for pleasure of Krishna. As simple as that. Vairagya means use everything in Krishna's service, not enjoy it for our single dedication. That is the definition of Vairagya. Prahlad Maharaj was like that. Whatever he did, it was for Krishna's pleasure. On the other hand, you find Hiranyakashipu. He's performing penance. There are certain specific characteristics of his penance. You will see, he wanted to trick Brahma and get immortality. That was one of his plans also. And he performed a severe penance without accepting any Vaishnava spiritual master. Then Dhruva Maharaj also wanted a kingdom better than Brahma. He also had a very big ambition. Hiranyakashipu also had an ambition. What is the difference? Dhruva accepted a Vaishnava Guru. And he was not enemy to Vishnu. Whereas Hiranyakashipu did not accept the Vaishnava spiritual master and he was enemy to Vishnu also. And Dhruva Maharaj wanted an honest path to attain impossible goals. Whereas Hiranyakashipu wanted a crooked path to trick Brahma and to snatch some boon for immortality from him. These are the differences you can see. And Hiranyakashipu ended up worshipping Brahma, whereas you find Dhruva worshipped God Vishnu. You will see that. Dhruva's austerities came out well because they were divine austerity. His heart became cleansed and he became a pure devotee of Vishnu. Whereas Hiranyakashipu's heart did not become cleansed. How do you know that? Because after this austerity, his body became covered over by ant hill and everything, grasses and everything. At the time, Brahma came with Bhrigu Muni and all other demigods. They were moving in the sky. Where is this fellow in the thick jungle? Brahma found out one angel. He took his water in his kamandalu and sprinkled it. And then out came Hiranyakashipu like fire coming out of wood. He emerged. His body was very skinny and bony, but then when he came out, Brahma's blessings, he got a tenacious body. They offered a big obeisance to Brahma and showed him the big list of items what he wanted. He had a big agenda for which he had done presents. Which clearly shows, you all know this bed bug, bed bug. In one season, it becomes very flat like a paper. And another season, it drinks the blood of people and becomes very plumpy. So Hiranyakashipu is exactly like that. He had become like paper and mass, very, very skinny because of penance. But after Brahma came, he asked all the benedictions and became plumpy. This goes to show he was mentally motivated. He was not like Jiva. His impurities didn't become purified. Therefore, we have to be very careful. Any penance we do, we should take care that we don't do it for name, fame, adoration or anything. We do it for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. Actually, in the Sattva, our aspiration is Chitta Shuddhi and Krishna Tushti. Our heart should be cleansed and Krishna should be pleased. Krishna means Guru, because through Guru only we please Krishna. We don't please that directly. So, Guru should be pleased and our heart should be cleansed. This should be the only goal of any devotee who is performing any type of penance. And here you see in this world, many people become small controllers and they gradually, when they increase their control, they become proud. One of the purpose Prabhupada says that the living entities gradually, and as they grow in their ability to control more number of people, more land, more gold, they become very proud. Everybody has a promise to control. Like you can see, this world has seen people like Hitler or Napoleon Bonaparte or Alexander the Great. The world has seen Britain, Great Britain, a Roman Empire. Where are all those gone? They all have been near Pune. Once we took our school children to one fort. Now this fort is open to sky, but the walls are there. Walls are this thick, stone walls. So we had gone to the fort too. So in that fort, I heard that kings were fighting tooth and nail to occupy the fort. Many kings have died in the course of fighting. Now the fort is occupied only by bats now. Bats are flying. There is no king, all kings are gone now. In this world, people fight like that, foolishly, for proprietorship, to become proprietor. Similarly, Hiranyakashipu was a Trilokadipati, where is he gone? He's finished. Many have done that. Bali Maharaj also became Trilokadipati. His proprietorship was finished. This is what Jadabharata told Rahugana. Rahugana, you may be master now, but you are not a permanent master. You are a temporary master. Whereas Lord Vasudeva is a permanent master. He has been a master since time immemorial, and he will continue to be master for all time. His mastership will never be finished. Everybody else below him is a temporary master. Nobody can hold on to the position. Remember this. That's what really moved the heart of Rahugana. So all of us should know we all are custodians of God's property. We are custodians of some post. We should use the post. There's something called healthy possession of power. Healthy possession of power means, like I'm president of Pune, right now I am fortunate to have this position and power and influence by which I can do good to the devotees. I can do good to the visitors to the temple. Because if I tell people, you spend this money here, do this in the temple, make this facility better, they will do it. So we all have some amount of power in this world. Use that power and propagate Krishna consciousness and push up to the next destination. Not become infatuated by that power and try to dominate the people, pass over the people, control the people, trouble oneself also. Actually, passion, the mode of passion means trouble others, trouble oneself, both. Because you can't trouble others and be peaceful. That's not possible. That's what Hiranyakashipu did. He troubled Prahlad and he was troubled himself. So Lord is the Swaraj. The first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam says, Swaraj. His Swarat means there is no controller equal to him or better than him. He is the only supreme controller. Ishwaraha Parama Krishna is the supreme controller. That became proven. Prahlad says this in one verse, says, "My dear Lord, I am watching in front of my eyes. You know, my father was so mighty, powerful. He twisted his eyebrows and controlled the demigods. And demigods would put their crown at Hiranyakashipu's feet and offer some gifts to him and tremble in front of him. When he would shout at them, they would run away. He was so mighty and powerful. But that Hiranyakashipu, you caught him in your hands, just like what you are seeing in the picture. You caught him like a mosquito, and you finished him. Your time personified. Having seen your progress, I have decided that I will surrender my life to you because there is no one equal to you better than me. He says. You see, generally you all may be aware of one famous verse, Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. Anastan Sarastana Mapadani Chatushpadam Palguni Tatta Mahatam Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. One living being becomes a food for another. That's the meaning. Small fish is eaten by bigger fish. Small snakes are eaten by bigger snakes. You know, flies are eaten by frogs, frogs by snakes, snakes by eagles, and eagles are shot by some hunter. You will find this. That's the nature of this world. But don't think only the small ones are victims and the bigger ones are mighty ones are strong. I don't think like that. In this world, the bigger ones trouble the smaller ones, and the smaller ones trouble the bigger ones. That's explained in Bhagavatam. How it is, we will see. When a tiger comes out of the den, there is a particular bird which sits on the neck of the tiger and makes an announcement to all the other creatures of the forest by making particular type of sound. Yes, it makes a sound. As soon as this bird makes a sound, deers and rabbits and all the smaller animals will flee fastly because they have heard the news that who is out? Tiger is out. The tiger becomes wild. He wants to kill this bird. He moves his head this way, that way, but the bird flies to a tree. What can he do? So the bird is small, tiger is big, but the tiger can't do anything. Similarly, Hiranyakashipu was like tiger, Prahlad was like bird. So by Prahlada's pure devotion service, Hiranyakashipu was troubled, but he couldn't do anything to Prahlad. That's what he couldn't control it. Therefore, he asked him, Prahlad, by whose power are you overpowering my ability to rule over you? Yes. Where is your strength coming from? Tell me. Prahlad said, my dear father, my strength and your strength, and the person who gave you all the benedictions, Brahma, his strength, all of the strengths come from only one person, God Vasudeva, God Krishna. He is the Balam Balavatam Chaham. He is source of all strength. He is the source of all intelligence. So you will find Prahlad speaks the truth so honestly, plain truth. So in this way, in this world, if we are big, we may think I can trouble someone small, but the small ones can also trouble the big. That's the law of the material world. You can see that. That means who is troubled in this world? If you ask, everybody is troubled. You will find, are you happy? If you ask, people say, yes, I'm happy, but the people will say, why you are saying but? Everybody has at least one but at least. Like one fellow was married in Bombay. His friend came to see him. He said, hey, you got a beautiful house in Mira Road. You got a good job in the hospital. You have a job. You are newly wedded. You have a wife, and for you, your hospital is a stone's throw, and everything is perfectly fine. Your father gifted you this house, and you have spent time at the top. You are getting 24-hour water supply. I think you must be happy. He said, yes, you are happy, but the mosquitoes all around. This is the only menace for me. You ask everybody, you say at least one but. Are you happy? Yes, I'm happy, but my boss in the company, very difficult to please him. Or somebody will say, but that one relative in my family, I can't target. Everybody has some, but middle world means big and small, all are trouble in this world. So, therefore, one should make a program to return back home back to God, to join the eternal service of the Lord. So I told you about Hiranyakashipu. He thought he is biggest. He can't do. Nobody can do anything. But even he must have to try that. Similarly, he thought he is a controller, but there was a bigger controller than him. Similarly, he thought he's doing a great penance, but his penance was mundane. And the mundane parents eventually destroyed him. Whereas spiritual parents, what it does, Abodhivyam, Abodhivyam Putraka, Sattvam Shuddhi. Sattvam means Hridayam. Sattvam Shuddhi means the heart is purified by divine parents. Brahma Satyam to Anantam. You get Ananta Brahma Satyam, everlasting spiritual bliss. So there is one word used by Lord Krishna in Dwarka to the Brahman who comes from Rukmini, He's saying, is your dharma going on? Na ati kichrena, he's saying. Na ati kichrena means, my dear Brahman, is your chanting system not peacefully going on, or you have studied too much to chant system? That means if our morning program is too troublesome, that means we have some fruity mentality. We have to give up the fruity mentality because the dharma should be susukam dharma vyaya. It should be joyfully performed. Krishna says in Rajavitara. So many times, because we sometimes get in the achiever mode or a controller mode, our sadhana also sometimes becomes a big struggle for us. So, in order for sadhana to be smooth, one should rise in the Brahma mode early in the morning, purpose is by 4 a.m. And one should adopt the mood of dependence on the Lord and mood of waking up the Lord. And then that will become divine presence. Krishna will take over our heart, and the experience will be a blissful experience. And also the goal of that chanting is to purify the heart, Chaturdashi Paramartha. So this was what Hiranyakashipu was saying. Let us say something about Narasimha. 4 lessons about Narasimha. Okay, these 4 I have explained in 4 slides. I will show you. First is Avatar. For what? For Bhakta Uddhar or Asur Samhar. Lord came for. Actually, Lord Prabhupada says, Lord Narasimha came to please Prahlad, not to kill Hiranyakashipu. He says, Hiranyakashipu killing, Lord can do even through material energy, or he can block one of the arteries of Hiranyakashipu. And by massive heart attack, he may die also. Lord doesn't have to personally come, but he came for pleasing Prahlad. But and then Prabhupada further makes another argument. Bhaktas should not be. Why should bhaktas be done with that? Bhaktas are already liberated. The moment you do Shuddha Bhakti starts after liberated platform. Now, if you see Brahma Buddha Prasanna, the first last part says, Mad Bhakti Labhate Param. That means the liberated devotees, why do they need the Lord to come to liberate them? Therefore, Lord comes for Prema Bhakti Prachar. Lord wants to show the world that how I exchange love with my devotee, that the whole world see it. Satyam vidhatum nijavritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshu akileshu jatmanah adrishyatadyadbhuta rupamudbhaha stambhe sabhayam namrigam namanusham. In this verse it says, to keep the words of his pure devotee, the Lord appeared from the stamba, means the pillar. Lord appeared from the pillar as Narasimha to keep the words of his devotee. It says, who is the devotee, you may ask? There are 3 explanations given by Acharyas. One is his devotee, Brahma. Brahma told the Devatas, don't worry, Lord will appear and destroy this demon. So Lord kept his word. Another Lord's devotee who predicted is Narada. Narada also told Devatas, you won't be able to kill this Prahlad. He's Mahabharata devotee. He's protected by the Lord. And Lord will appear to always protect him. And the third devotee is Prahlad himself. When Hiranyakashipu asked, Prahlad, you have been always saying Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. Today, I will not arrange any demons to kill you. I personally will kill you. Saying this, Hiranyakashipu took a sword in his hand and came dashing towards Prahlad. Imagine if you were in Prahlad's position, what he would do. I think he would have run behind the back doors of the house. Did Prahlad run away? Did Prahlad take a sword? Or did Prahlad cry? Did Prahlad become angry? Or did Prahlad call the police? Isn't it? Prahlad didn't do anything. Then what did Prahlad do? He stood erect, confidently, fearlessly. And the father was greatly surprised. Where is this confidence coming in your Prahlad? You are not even afraid of me. The whole world trembles in fear of me. So he was surprised. See, this is because Prahlad has the devotion, he's feeling the strength. So, and then he asked Prahlad, tell me, where is your Vishnu? Let him come in front of me. And Prahlad said, you're asking, where is Lord? Lord is everywhere. Hiranyakashipu said, Lord is nowhere, he said. So Prahlad took a chalk and put one line between NOW and HCR. He made it. Lord is now here. Hiranyakashipu saying, Lord is nowhere. He said, Prahlad saying, Lord is now here. Now here, where is he? So he said, don't you see my father? Lord is in the heart of everything. He is in your heart also.
Laundry डालनी है डाल दो.
Sometimes we have a pen in our pocket and you say,
What?
I wonder,
Yeah, खाली पड़ा. डाल दो.
something on your head. So like that, the Lord is in our heart. But he was searching everywhere, he couldn't find the Lord. So then Hiranyakashipu showed the pillar. Is your God in this pillar? Because he was very confident. This pillar was constructed by me. And when I put cement and bricks and grinding mortar and the reinforced bars, I didn't put necessarily inside. He was super confident. Who? Hiranyakashipu. Lord cannot be here. Because I only made the pillar. He was so confident. But Prahlad was fully confident. Lord can appear from this pillar. He can appear from anywhere. See, in Pune temple, we used to do a drama during this national days. So one of the festivals I was watching, on the stage, there were 3 pillars. One pillar to this side, one pillar to this side, one pillar was the middle. And the middle pillar was the stoutest pillar. Other 2 pillars were thin. So everybody knew God will appear from which pillar? The middle one. So all the children assembled in the front. Whenever we do drama, children will be the audience, first audience. They will push everybody aside and come and sit in the front. They were sitting. And the middle pillar also was made of thermocol. It was slightly open, a little bit. 1 inch open. And Narasimha is already seen. Children are saying, hey, see, Narasimha. They say, it wouldn't appear. Do you think that Narasimha appeared like that for Prahlad? That pillar was a solid pillar. It was not a thermocol.
Washed it.
Still Prahlad was confident.
Washed
God
it.
is there. So, when Hiranyakashipu broke open the pillar, out came Lord. So Lord came for exchanging love with Prahlad. There's a beautiful dialogue between Lord Narasimha and Prahlad. You will read in the 7th canto, last part of the Narasimha Leela. You will read that, and then Prahlad offering prayers. Most of the verses in the 7th canto, 9th chapter. Such a beautiful, it's a golden section of the Narasimha Leela, last part, prayers of Prahlad. So Lord comes for Prema Bhakti Prachar. Lord actually wants the whole world to understand how he loves his devotee, protects his devotee, and how the devotee section loves him. See, a curve is never afraid of the land, and any of the goats sitting at the land. Curve is not fear of it, is playing with the mother. So, Prahlad was also like that. Another thing we learned from Lord Narasimha, actually, when I saw this, one verse comes to my mind. नाहं विभेन्मजितते कि भयानकास्य जिह्वार्कनेत्र भ्रुगुटीरवसोग्रदंष्ट्रात् आत्रस्रजक्षतजकेशरशङ्कुकर्णा निर्घातभीतदिगिभा हरिभिन्नखात्रा. Like the Prahlad Maharaj says, he says that नाहं विभेन्मजितते, I am not afraid, my dear Lord, of your huge lion-like face, and your name soaked in mud, and your fingernails also dripping with mud. I am not afraid of this form at all, because you are personification of love. He says, there is no fear. So, why he doesn't fear? He is saying this is Krishna only, who has come in the form of Narasimha. Like, one time, when I was small, school going boy, I purchased a lion mask. The market you get lion mask. I put a lion mask. I went to the room where my younger sister was studying. Suddenly I wanted to frighten her. I went to the room. I did that. She jumped up. She thought lion has come into the room. She ran to the kitchen and embraced my mother, tightly crying, lion, lion. She was crying. I went to the room and I removed the mask. And I removed the mask and laughed. He gave me a good slap. I said, "Oh, it was you. I thought it's a lion." See, why she was not afraid of seeing me? She understood that, I only, brother only has come like a lion. Similarly, Prahlad saw, my Krishna only has come as Kesavadeta Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare. Same way. Kesavadeta Shukara Rupa. Same way. Kesavadeta Vamana Rupa. So our Vedu Goswami, in each of those pastimes of the Dashavadana program, the Keshavadetta, means Krishna only comes in these forms. Original is Krishna. He comes in various forms, and all these forms are Satchidananda Swarupa. That means Krishna is very sweet, playing on his flute, standing in a threefold bending form, exchanging love with all the devotees in Goloka. But he has another angry form, which he manifests and he withdraws that form into himself. And the angry form is Narasimha, Ugra Rupa. God manifests that kind of form for a particular purpose. So, and in that form also exchanges love with Prahlad. So Prahlad has no fear at all. When you know this is Krishna, why is he fear? Here is an amazing thing, contradiction. Prahlad, Lord Narasimha's hands were like velvet cloth, like a very soft rose or a lotus. But his nails were like cutting tool nails. Yeah, and because I'm a mechanical engineer, I'm using mechanical terms. And I happen to be working in a lathe machine. We have cutting tools there. If you have seen it, cutting tools are very sharp. His nails were like cutting tools, very hard. You can even tear the steel. The steel rotates, you can tear it. So Narasimha's fingers were like cutting tool nails, but his hand was very sharp. So he kept the hand on the head of Prahlad. There is some very beautiful verse there. Svabhadamulam patitam tamalvakam vilokya devaha kripaya pariplutaha uttapyakachishnyadadat karambulam kaladivitastadhyam pratavayam. That's a beautiful verse. He's saying that the child which fell at his feet, Lord lifted him up and put his hand, lotus hands on him. Tavakara Kamalavare. But with cutting to lens, he tore the belly of Hiranyakashipu. That's a contradiction. Resolved here. Why contradiction? One is soft, one is hard. Similarly, one hot eye he saw whom? With hot eye he saw Hiranyakashipu, and with cool eye he saw Radha. So hot eye is sun, and cool eye is moon. Lord has two eyes, isn't it? We say that Vishnu Sahasranam Sutra. What's that word? Shirodan Mutpureshi Ishtiman Sakadrim of Budanam Mala Tasanas Taspadimani by Moktivermantitanga Shubraira Braida Braida Bulgaris de Mukti Shavarashay Anandinam Punya then Rashan Kabani Mukutana. Then come Goof Pado Yasena with Veda Surilas Chandra Surya Netre. Chandra Surya Netre, you say. So Lord has two eyes. So hot eye for Hiranyakashipu and cool eye for Prahlad. So this contradiction is again resolved in two eyes of the Lord. Eyes of the Lord and hand of the Lord, both. See, cheating. One who tries to cheat God himself gets cheated. He thought he has tricked Brahma. Not inside the palace, not outside the palace, not in the sky, not on the land, not in the daytime, not in the night time, not by the weapons, not by animals, not with humans. And Hiranyakashipu laughed and he said, now Brahma got cheated, he has almost awarded me immortality. But then when Narasimha came, Hiranyakashipu saw, he is picking me up and going to the doorstep. Why? It is neither inside palace nor outside palace. He is not keeping me on the ground, he is not throwing me in the sky, he is keeping me on the lap. And it is neither day nor night, it is twilight. And he is not using any weapons, he has a distinct nails. Actually, even at that time, Hiranyakashipu had a chance to surrender. But he didn't surrender. He would have shouted, "Oh Lord, save me! I surrender to you." That's all he has to say. If he said, the past time would have been totally different. Then father and son would sit together and sing Namaste. Because Narasimha will find it difficult to kill him because he doesn't know how to kill a surrendered person. He cannot kill. He will become weak and dead by love. And that's what Bali Maharaj did. See, both of them at the last point, if you see, Bali Maharaj surrendered and Hiranyakashipu didn't surrender. He was taking a sword and fighting with the Lord. So in our lives, always, we should always think I'm ignorant, I'm foolish. If some another Vaishnava says something, we should think that maybe what he says is right. We can give a benefit of doubt. Those who take a humble stand, those who are tolerant, those who consider themselves ignorant, and those who feel that, I am subject to four defects and I'm subject to three gunas. So Hari Guru Vaishnavas are always above my, they're superior to me, above my head. Thinking like that is safer for us. So then that surrendering mode is very pleasing to the Lord. But he thought he would cheat. Krishna says, Yutam Chalayatamasmi. He says in Bhagavad Gita, if you try to cheat me, I will cheat you 10 times more and you won't be able to stand. He said, Karna, for example, Arjuna saw Karna extracting the wheel. Krishna told Arjuna, hit him now, he said. But Arjuna said, but he's extracting the wheel. He said, no, this is the right time. And Karna stood up and said, Arjuna, don't cherish the path of the cowards. When I get up on the chariot, you get up on the chariot, then we will fight, he said. But Krishna told Karna, you are talking moral codes today. 14 items Krishna says in Mahabharata period. He says, who told Duryodhana to bring Draupadi to the Sabha and strip her naked? Where was your morality gone? You only told them. Who told Duryodhana to send Pandavas to the jungle? Who told Duryodhana not to give back the kingdom? Like Krishna listed 14 items and said, in all these cases, you didn't walk the path of morality. Now suddenly when your life is a threat, you are eager to walk the path of morality. You will not escape with your life today. Hit him, Arjuna, he said. So you will see, actually, it is not difficult for Krishna to kill Karna even morally. But he purposely adopted this to show the world that if we try to cheat God, we only will get cheated. One true story, one fellow went to the Balaji temple. Somehow or other he got this ring, one very, very costly ring, which is like 10 or 20 lakh rupees worth ring. They count all those things. Some of them where he got it, how he got it, God knows. Then he went to Bombay, one Zaveri, one jewelers. He went and he wanted to give that and take 10 lakh rupees from them for that. When he gave it to the shopkeeper told, please wait in that room, one of the guest rooms, special guest room they kept him. We will give you now a couple of hours money. It's 10 lakh worth, they said. Okay. And then within another half an hour, police came and arrested him. And we were shocked how. Because they told we only put it in the holding. They only had put it. And this was stole it and got it, and Balaji guided him to go there only. Exactly. So he thought I am cheating Balaji. So he himself thought cheated. The fourth one is anger. Is it binding or is it liberating? You see, our anger is binding. See the two fellows below. Look at his face and look how he is jumping. Many times we become angry and we lose our whole head, and our head is like a matchstick, burns like that. Whereas Narasimha's anger is liberating. Who is liberating whom? Hiranyakashipu. So when you read the fourth canto, Prithu Maharaj, when he became angry, how he became angry? He saw that the earth is not yielding. So he looked at the earth for a long time, he thought. And then he became, that means his anger arose from Sattva Guna. Whose anger? Prithu Maharaj. I think I'm running out of time. I think today stop it. Yeah. Last part is Prahlad one. 4 lessons from Prahlad also. First one, let us take the first one. Preaching. Prahlad, the art of feminist in Kalvi. All the children sitting here are all from the Demoniac families. Prahlad is preaching to them. He's telling them, my dear children, my dear friends, my Guru Maharaj personally told me when I asked him how to preach, he was telling, you should always preach in the mood of Prahlad. He said, ask Mani, what is so special about Prahlad? He said, see, Prahlad is very friendly in preaching. He doesn't have a superiority complex. He's always very friendly with his friends. His friends told him, Prahlad, this is age to play, and you are telling us to, practice spiritual life. Then he asked his friends, then when should he practice spiritual life? They said in old age. And he said, okay, when does old age come? They said prior to death. Then Prahlad asked them, okay, you agree that old age comes prior to death. Can you say you cannot die tomorrow? They said, that can happen anytime. He said, you can die tomorrow, that means today you are old. He said, therefore you should take the spiritual life right away, immediately. And also he told them, God Vishnu is Priya, Atmeshwara, Surat. The Vishnu is very dear to the Jivas. And Atmeshwara means the Vishnu is the master of the Jivas. And he is also the well-wisher of Jivas. So by taking shelter of Vishnu, you will attain the spiritual world never to come again. But if you are chasing after money and material accomplishments, he said, your time will be lost, your energy will be lost, and they all will be taken away at the time of death. So convincingly he preached to his friends. At the end, all the friends started dancing in Kirtan. One Paramarahasan in Bhagavatam, I will tell you about Prahlad. See, Prahlad gives two different answers to two different people. His gurus asked him, Chandamaraka, where did you learn all these things? You know what Prahlad said? See, Lord Vishnu is like a magnet, I am like iron piling. I don't know why I am attracted to him. Like iron piling is attracted to magnet, I am also automatically attracted to Vishnu. Like that he told them and he didn't reveal who taught it. When his friends asked him, Hey, you are a prince, you will never go out of the palace. How is it that you learned all these things? He told them, when I was in the womb of my mother, Narada taught me. He told them, because he knew this is the meaning of how Prahlad is not committing ninth offense. Ninth offense means if he told Chandamarka about Narada, it's ninth offense. Whereas his friends have become devotees now, they want to release this news. So he's telling only devotee things. So only the confidential associates is revealing the truth that he learned from Narada. So beautiful preaching, Prahlad did. And on the approaching Lord, Brahmadaya Swaragana Munayota Siddhaha Satvaikadana Matayo Vatasam Pravahai Naraditum Puru Munay Radana Vipitruhu Kinto Sumaridati Same Harirudrajape. This is the prayer, first prayer. Prahlad saying that I am born of Ugra Jati, Rakshasa Jati, whereas all this Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, they are all great reciters of Sanskrit poetry. They are all Satvaguna. They are all far more advanced in culture, and I am born in demoniac culture. But how are they telling me to recite the prayers? So this is a mood in which we should chant the holy name, considering also unqualified like Prahlad, and that attracted Lord Narasimha very much. Then he offered. Actually, why did he offer prayer? He says in one verse later on that I am going to give up my artificial humility because I am getting a chance to, pray to the Lord. Like one time, in the Gold Lake, my Christian master was going to the car, there was one seat available behind. One senior devotee asked one devotee, hey, you want to come in this car? So the devotee was very hesitant. How can I sit just behind Maharaj in the same car? He said, no. But after the car left, in 5 minutes, he made a phone call. So now I feel like coming. He said, is it possible? Is it possible? It was too late. So when Prahlad thought, now if I say, no, I won't offer prayer, I will lose the opportunity for purification. Now that I have got the chance, let me, like today, Prabhuji became very liberal. He said, everybody can do Abhishek. So some of them will be hesitant, I have not taken a fresh bath, how can I do Abhishek? Probably gave that opportunity. So you should take advantage or not?
Yes.
You should take advantage, isn't it? So Prahlad also took advantage of the opportunity, told by Brahma. He thought Brahma has ordered necessarily our prayers. And love of the pure master and pure servant, impure master and pure servant. There's one verse Prahlad says that. Ashasano na vaidritya swaminna shija atmanaha na swami vrityata swamyam icham yorashita shija. He says that Devatas are impure masters and Devata worshippers are impure servants. Why? Because when Brahma came in front of Hiranyakashipu, even Brahma was stunned by Hiranyakashipu's penances and he told Darshanam Napalam Mama, he said, Hiranyakashipu, your darshan of me will not go in vain. You have done big tapasya, I will also give you a big benediction, like that Brahma said. So Devatas also sometimes receive puja from the demigod worshippers to become famous. And demigod worshippers are impure motives also. Therefore, they are both impure. Whereas Krishna is a pure master and devotees are pure, pure devotees are pure servants. Like you see, like you can see Sudama and Krishna. Sudama went to Dwarka with no anticipation, and Krishna also extended good love and gave him. So This is a beautiful verse. Pure master, pure servant, pure master, pure servant. Imagine if Dhruva were, if Sudama went and told the palace ministers that they want something. They themselves would have given him well and sent him off. But he told the Dwarapalakas, I don't want anything. I only want to meet Krishna. He's my old friend. I just came to see him. That's all. That's meaning of a pure servant has no expectation from the Lord except the loving exchange. And these are qualities of Prahlad. See here, he says this verse, just as inferior gold is purified by heating, the devotees will purify themselves by showing lack of animosity, certain qualities like Prahlad. See, Prahlad was tortured by Hiranyakashipu, but he had no animosity for Hiranyakashipu. If anybody troubles us, we will have animosity for them. So, we had no animosity. Because that is one of the meaning of a pure servant. Ambaresh Maharaj, we have animosity for our Durvasamani? No. Durvasamani says that. Abo vanantadasana mahatam krishnamadhyame pitralasobi yad rajan mangalani sami. He said, I tried to kill you, Ambaresh, but you tried to save my life by praying to the sun. So that's the nature of devotee. Prahlad is exactly like Ambaresh in that sense. Last point, the fourth point, gratitude to Guru. This gratitude has come this point when Narasimha came out of the pillar and Prahlad, offered him obeisances, now offered him garland, then he started offering prayer. He is looking at Narasimha but thinking of Guru. Why? When Narasimha asked him, can you give me some benediction? In his mind, Prahlad was thinking, what benediction can I ask? Because my Guru himself is a benediction for me. So that's one verse he said. He said, Evam janam nipatitam prabhavadi supe. Which means I fell in a dark pit, a well, but there were full of demons. I was born to man their demons. Amapitamaniya prabhadan prasanga kripatmasa surarishina bhagavan grihita soham kadam visuje tamakriti sevam. Narasimha, you have given me such a wonderful spiritual master like Narada. Simply by following in his footsteps, my life became perfect. What more benediction can I ask you? My Guru himself is a benediction. See, this reminds me of Sandipani Muni. See, Sandipani Muni was in one ashrama under his Guru. When his Guru told all the disciples, now you all have completed your training, you can go back to either Grasta ashrama and you go and start the class. So he told disciples, whatever you want, you ask me, I will give you. One disciple said, Guru, can I take your paluka? And Guru gave his Buddha paluka. Another disciple said, can I get your chadai that you sit on? So he gave him the chadai. Another disciple asked, can you give me your tomato? Okay, everybody asked one thing and Guru gave. Then he asked Sandipani, Sandipani, what do you want? You are one of my favorite disciples. What do you want I give you? He said, oh, Guruji, I already got what I wanted. He said, what is it? Give yourself, he said. You are the gift in my life, he said. I am thankful to the Lord that He sent such a great value gift to me. Your lotus feet are my only wealth. He told Guru had tears in his eyes, he embraced him. He said, although you didn't take anything from me, you will get the best thing in your life. And therefore, Sandipani is grateful is who? Krishna Bhakta. So Prahlad was exactly in the mood of Sandipani as I told you. He said the Guru himself is my gift. Like that. Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai.
Haribol. I sent it to
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlada
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
इसको तंगम
Yes, I did.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Jaya Radha Gopi Radha Gopi Radha Gopi Vallabh Dev ki Utsav ki jai.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I wish you all a very, very happiness in the Chaturdashi day. Thank you for coming. And we also would like to express our gratitude to Gopal Guru also. Hare Krishna.